Okay, so hello everyone and welcome back to our online class discussion. So today we are now in the last week of your prelim, which is the week 5. So ito na yung last week for your prelim module. Okay, so but before that one, before we start our online class discussion, again, may I remind especially those students who are not yet submitted their requirements from week 1 to 4. So please find time to submit it or submit them to me. So open lang naman yung school from Monday to Saturday. So andito lang naman ako sa library and you can submit it. So please lang mag-submit na kayo para sa ganun hindi kayo matabunan. Okay, so pag wala ako dito sa library, dito naman sila Ma'am Eva and Ma'am April, you can submit your requirements sa kanila. Okay, and of course, for our distance learner, we already uploaded all the soft copy of your lesson discussion to your Google account. So please do access lang yung mga Google accounts or Google Drive kung saan kami nag-upload ng soft copy of your online discussion and the same time yung requirements ninyo. And of course, do not forget to click the turn in button pag once na nag-submit na kayo ng mga online na mga requirements ninyo. Okay, so yan. And of course, I would like also to remind you that our time schedule for this subject every Friday, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m. Okay, and for those students also who are not yet or who are not able to attend the last online class session, last meeting, don't you worry because I uploaded the recorded online class session to your respective GC. So i-visit nyo lang yung GC ninyo at andun lahat yung mga link ng mga recorded online class session namin nung mga previous week. Okay, so yan. And of course, I would like also to remind you that every time na nagkakandak tayo ng online class session, if possible, is hawak-hawak ninyo yung mga module or printed module ninyo para sa ganun ay makafollow kayo okay, sa discussion natin. Kasi gaya ng sinabi ko, hindi lahat nung nasa slideshow presentation natin ay nilagay ko. Okay, so meron lang yung mga keywords which is pareho lang naman yung content dyan sa module ninyo. Kasi malito kayo. Okay, so mas maganda na hawak-hawak ninyo yung mga module ninyo. Okay, so that's it. And of course, welcome to Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. So today, we're going to tackle or discuss on the intelligent systems. Okay, so yeah. So we have here during your discussion, we'll be able to describe what is intelligence and demonstrate knowledge on the importance of intelligence in artificial intelligence. Okay, and of course, describe the automated reasoning. Okay, so yan. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so but before we formally start our online class discussion, I have here a friendly reminders. So number 1 is be on time. Of course, if possible, hindi dapat kayo na-delay. Okay, so dapat pagka nag-online na si teacher or nag-online na ako, dapat is papasok na rin kayo, mag-online na rin kayo. Okay? Para sa ganun ay maiwasan natin yung magpabalik-balik sa discussion. And of course, for number 2, mute your computer or your phone. So, mahalaga yung i-mute nyo yung mga computer or phone ninyo pag nagdi-discuss ako para sa ganun is hindi ako ma-distract at mas maintindihan nyo lalo yung ano yung mga nagsasabi ko. Okay, so yan. So, gagamitin nyo lang naman yung yun, pag may mga questions kayo or may mga clarification kayo, you can unmute your your phone or your computer. So, yun. And of course, for number 3, use the chat button appropriately. So, feeling ko din naman masyadong nagagamit ito. But if you want, if you wish to use the chat box, so yun, gamitin nyo lang siya pag nagtatanong, pag may mga tanong, pag may mga tanong kayo regarding our discussion. Okay, so number 4, make sure to have your printed module with you. So gaya nga ng sinabi ko is, mas mainam na hawak-hawak ninyo yung mga printed module ninyo. Para sa ganun ay mabilis kayo makafollow. Okay, so para hindi kayo mawala sa topic. And for number 5, make sure you are in a quiet location. So ibig sabihin is dapat pag nag-online class tayo, siguraduhin nyo na tahimik yung location kung saan meron kayo. Okay, para sa ganun is walang distraction pag nag-online class tayo. And for number 4, respect other when talking. So yun, konting respeto lang pag may nagsasalita. So, di lang ako, pati din sa mga classmates ninyo pag may mga nagtatanong sa kanila. So yun, so huwag kayong makisabay. So hayaan nyo lang siya. And of course, for the last one is you have to focus and enjoy. Para sa ganun ay maintindihan ninyo yung online class section or discussion. Okay? So that's it for my friendly reminders. And I hope ready na kayo at may start na tayo. Okay, so we have here. So but before that one, do you have any idea about intelligence? So aside from the given definition there, so ano yung sa tingin nyo ang naiintindihan nyo pag naririnig nyo o nakikita nyo yung word na intelligence? Okay, so intelligence is the ability of a system to calculate, reason, perceive relationships, and analogies. So learn from experience, store and retrieve information from memory, solve problems, comprehend complex ideas, use natural language fluently, classify, generalize, and adapt new situations. So ibig sabihin, pag intelligence kasi, of course, involve yung brain natin dito. Kung paano tayo mag-isip, kung ano yung yun, kung gaano tayo kabilis mag-isip, or yun, parang kung gaano tayo kabilis yun, mag-recall, di ba? So it involves memory here. Or itong intelligence is ito yung isang ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. So yun, dito mo na ito yung abilidad mo para when you say acquire is mag-gain ng knowledge at yung knowledge na na-gain mo is pwede mo siyang i-apply and of course ito na yung magiging skills mo. Or itong intelligence, ito isang collection of information. So gaya nga ng sinabi ko dyan is your collection of, retrieve information from memory. So kung ano yung mga information na na-collect mo, yun yung you have, pwede mo siyang retrieve. So yan, retrieve yung information from your memory or yung mga information na naka-store sa memory mo. And the ability to think, to learn experiences. Diba? So, ikaw, yung pag nag-iisip ka, ano yung gagawin mo, kung paano mo solve yung isang bagay na yun, that is intelligence. Yeah? Okay, and then learn experiences. Diba? So, kunwari, you broke up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, tapos nasaktan ka, di ba? Those are experience, di ba? And yun, sabi nga nila is the best the best learning is through experience, which is tama nga naman, di ba? So, natututo tayo sa isang bagay pag na-experience natin. Tama, di ba? So, yun. So, paano mo malalaman na masakit magmahal? Or paano mo malalaman na normal lang masaktan pag nagka-boyfriend or nagka-girlfriend or nagmahal ka? Kasi nga, based from your experience, na-experience mo yun. Hindi mo naman po pwedeng sabihin na masakit, masaktan. Kung kung wala ka namang experience. Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na masarap ang adobo kung wala ka namang experience. Diba? Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na mahirap ang online class kung hindi mo pa siya na-experience. So, yun. So, yan. And then, of course, solve problems and adapt to new solutions. Of course, yung solve ng problem, hindi lang sa mathematical problem, problema sa buhay, di ba? And then, adapt new situations. So, yan. So, parang ngayon, di ba? Yung bagong situation natin sa learning or sa pagkaklase is you have yung pagmo-module. Diba noon, mahirap talagang i-adapt. Pero habang tumatagal, habang na-experience natin, habang ginagawa natin, na-adapt na natin. Parang nagiging normal na sa atin. Parang itong COVID, diba? Nung una, sobrang takot tayo, as in, bawal lumabas, nagpapanik ka, pag may mga bagong cases, as in, na kinakabahan ka, yung nagkukulong ka sa bahay nyo. Pero habang tumatagal, na-adapt na natin yung new normal na ganitong situation. Tapos, di ba yung gano'n, yung parang pag may mga new cases na is parang wala na lang sa atin. Pag may mga bagong cases, parang pag may nag-positive, parang wala na lang sa atin. Kasi nga, tapos yung pag-wear ng mask is nakasanayan na natin, na-adapt na natin na pag lumalabas tayo is andun na sa mind natin na, kailangan ng mask. Baka kasi pag pumasok ako sa mga groceries, hindi ako papapasukin kasi wala akong face mask or face shield. So parang ganun. Okay, so yan. And of course, we have here the types of intelligence. So as described by Howard Gardner, an American developmental psychologist, the intelligence comes into multifold or multifold. So you have here the linguistic, musical intelligence, logical, or etc. So here are the types of intelligence. The number one is the linguistic intelligence. So when we say linguistic, it's the ability to speak, recognize, and use mechanism of phonology or yung speech sounds, or syntax or yung grammar, and semantics, yung meaning. So ibig sabihin is yun, the ability to speak or recognize and use mechanism of phonology. For example of that one is yung narrators or yung orators, which is may mga, yun, yung speech sound, yung meaning, yung grammar, yung syntax, so those. So yun. So those are example of linguistics. So more on yung, yung the way they speak or yung mag-recognize na isang bagay. So yan. We have also here the musical intelligence. So the ability to create, communicate with, and understand meaning made of sound, understanding of pitch or rhythm. So yung mga musicians or mga singers, yan, mga alam ng mga to. Ability to create, yung pag-create, pag-compose mo ng song or music, communicate with, diba? So diba pag may mga diba pag sinasabi na, kunwari pag nanonood ka ng Tawag ng Tanghalan sa Showtime, yung mga kumakanta, ang laging advice ng mga judge or mga hurado is, diba, yung dapat, pag kumakanta ka, is dapat meron kang communication with the audience, dapat connected ka dun sa audience. Diba? So yun. And of course, understanding the meaning made of sounds. So ibig sabihin, dapat kung kumakanta ka, alam mo kung ano yung kinakanta mo, alam mo yung meaning ng kinakanta mo. Hindi yung kanta ka lang kanta, so hindi mo pala alam yung meaning. Paano papasok yung emotions doon kung hindi mo alam yung meaning ng kinakanta mo. Okay, so understanding of pitch. So yan, yung mga pitch, di ba? Yung high note, di ba? Mga F, mga F na yan, di ba? Yan. Yung mga falsetto, mga pitch na yan. So yan. And rhythm. So for example of that one are yung mga musicians natin, di ba? Gagaling nila yung especially yung nagli-lead ng choir, di ba? Alam nila kung ano yung mga ibig sabihin ng mga gesture ng kamay nung nagli-lead ng choir. Mga singers, di ba? Yan. And then of course the composers, di ba? So yan, so magagaling sila. Okay, so we have also the logical or mathematical intelligence. Yan. So the ability of use and understand relationships in the absence of action or objects. So understanding complex and abstract ideas. So for example, are your mathematicians and your scientists. So ibig sabihin, ito yung abilidad nila para gumamit at intindihin yung yung isang bagay, yung relationship ng isang bagay. Sabi nga dyan, in the absence of action or object na hindi nila nakikita. Okay? So yan. So we're on the scientists, mga ganyan. Okay? And of course, for the next one is your spatial intelligence. So the ability to perceive visual or spatial information, change it and recreate visual images without reference to the object. So construct 3D images. So itong 3D images, pero ito yung mga designers, mga yan, yung mga civil engineering, mga architectures. Kung experience nyo na yung AutoCAD, gumamit ng AutoCAD, yung paggawa ng design ng bahay or floor plan, mga ganun. So they are using also 3G para mas maganda and move and rotate them. So we have there, example, we have the map readers, astronauts, and the physicists. Ayan. And we have also here the bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So the ability to use complete or part of the body to solve problems or fashion products and control over fine and coarse motor skills and manipulate the objects. So ibig sabihin is, when you say bodily kinesthetic intelligence, ito yung abilidad mo na gamitin yung parte ng katawan mo para sa isang bagay. So for example, yung mga players, di ba? So, players ng volleyball, di ba? They are using, of course, yung kamay nila para mag-shoot, mga suckers, paa nila, mga dancers, di ba? So, paano sila sasayaw kung hindi nila gagamitin yung gesture or yung part ng body nila? Yun, to solve problem or fashion products, di ba? So, yan. So, number yan. So, you have also the intrapersonal intelligence. So, ito naman intrapersonal intelligence is the ability to distinguish among one's own feelings, intentions, and motivations. So, for example, is the Gautam Buddha. So, yan. So, ito yung parang ito yung abilidad mo para malaman yung feelings ng isang tao, yung intention niya or yung kung ano yung motivation ng isang tao. So ano ba, yung mga manghuhula, hinuhulaan nila kung ano yung feelings ng isang tao. Yung kunwari, yun yung Gautama, how do you call this one? Gautam or Gautam, Buddha. So ito yung, when you say intrapersonal, ito yung ability ng isang tao para basahin yung isang emotions or yung nararamdaman ng isang tao. Okay, so yan. And of course, we have also your interpersonal. So the ability to recognize and make distinctions among other people's feeling, beliefs, and intentions. So we have now an example is you have your mass communicators, interviewers. So ibig sabihin is, when you say mass communicators, ito yung mga media, mass media na which is nag-i-interview ng isang tao para malaman nila kung ano yung nararamdaman ng isang tao, kung ano yung problema ng isang tao, mga pinaniniwalaan nila sa buhay, or yung intention nila. So yung di ba? For example, is yung Boy Abunda, di ba? Yung may mga interview doon na yan yung so yun, that is interpersonal intelligence. Okay, so yan. Di ba kayo din, di ba, beliefs. So, minsan natatanong mo sa mga kasama mo, sa ibang tao na, ano yung mga pinaniniwalaan mo sa buhay, your culture, how is your culture, di ba? Intentions, yan. So that is under or falls under, it falls in interpersonal intelligence. Okay, so what is intelligence composed? So here are the yan, kung ano yung meron sa intelligence na yan. So the intelligence is intangible. So it is composed of here. So you have the reasoning, your learning, perception, and linguistic intelligence, and your problem solving. So yan. So ano ba ang reasoning? So isa-isahin natin yan. So we have here it composed of 5. Tama ba? Oh, yeah, 5. So again, you have the reasoning, learning, problem solving, perception, linguistic intelligence. So ano bang reasoning? So when you say reasoning, so I have here the chatbots to attempt the Turing test. Sorry. Naisama. Okay, so we have reasoning. So reasoning is the set of processes that enables us to provide basis for judgment, making decisions, and prediction. So there are broadly 2 types. So you have your inductive reasoning and yung deductive reasoning. So when you say reasoning, is ito yung kung paano ka mag-reason out or mag-judge sa isang bagay or sa isang tao. Diba? Kaya nga tayo, diba? Kaya nga tayo pag may mga pa-contest, meron tayong mga judges, diba? So, they are the one who will, sila yung mag-critique kung bakit siya yung deserving. Siyempre may mga rason sila. Yung criteria nga natin, may mga rason sila kung bakit siya yung nanalo or bakit siya yung natalo or siya yung bakit kung siya yung best in national costume. So yan. And making decisions. Of course, pumapasok din dyan. Sila din yung magde-decision. So kung paano ka magde-decision, kung ano, kunwari nag-decision ka doon at lalabas doon yung bakit yun yung naging decision mo. Prediction, of course, di ba? So, pag nag-decide ka, syempre pre-predict mo na ito siguro yung tamang sagot. That is decision. At doon pumapasok yung prediction. Predict mo na ito yung tamang sagot. So yan. So when you say inductive reasoning, it conducts a specific observation to make broad general statement. So when you say it conduct yung specific observation, which is nagko-cause siya ng broad general statement. Okay, so it starts with a general statement. It examines the possibilities to reach a specific or logical conclusion naman sa deductive. Okay, so next is even if all the premises are true in a statement, inductive reasoning allows for the conclusion to be false. So ibig sabihin kahit yung lahat kung alam mong tama, pero sila inductive reasoning is pwede siyang mag-conclude na gawing false yun. Diba? Or yun, kaya niya mag-reason out para maging false. Diba? So parang sa mga korte-korte, diba? Yung katotohanan, ginagawa nilang mali. Diba? So, depende yan kung gaano ka kagaling mag-reason out. So, yan. So, if something is true of a class of things in general, it is also true for all members of that class. So, this was a deductive naman kung, yun, parang majority wins, parang ganun. Kung ano yung totoo, or if something is true, a class of something in the pangkalahatan, is yun na din. Yun na din yung paniniwalaan nila ng ibang members. So, for example, Nita is a teacher. Nita is studious. Therefore, all teachers are studious. O, diba? So, dito sa example, parang pag inductive reasoning kasi, yun. So, parang in general nila. So, for example, si Nit daw ay isang teacher. Or kunwari ako, si Sir Randy isang teacher. Kasi si Sir Randy ay magaling, studious, magaling siya magturo. Kaya ibig sabihin, lahat ng teacher dito sa SIAC ay studious or magagaling. O, di ba? So, yan. So, example naman ng deductive reasoning is, all women of age about 60 years are grandmothers. Shalini is 65 years. Therefore, Shalini is a grandmother. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, so here, so lahat daw ng mga babae, pagka 60 plus na daw, ang age nila, ay ibig sabihin is grandmothers na daw sila. So, kunwari, si Ma'am Nati ay 65 years na. Kaya ibig sabihin, si Ma'am Nati ay included na siya na grandmother. Yan. So, that is the difference between inductive and deductive reasoning. So, that is under reasoning. Okay? So, we have also here your number 2, learning. So, it is the activity of gaining knowledge or skill by studying, practicing, being taught, or experiencing something. Learning enhances the awareness of the subject of the study. So the ability of learning is processed by humans, some animals, and AI-enabled systems. So yan. Okay, so learning. So it's a process or activity of gaining knowledge. Of course, diba kaya nga pupunta kayo dito sa school, nag-study kayo to learn things, diba? So yan. So being taught. So kung ano yung napag-aralan nyo, those are learnings. Kung ano yung tinuro namin sa inyo, those are learnings. Diba? So kung ano yung natutunan nyo sa buhay, through your experience, those are learnings. Kaya nga, learning is everywhere or knowledge is everywhere. Lahat, pag lumalabas kayo, lahat ng mga nakikita nyo, lahat ng mga napapansin ninyo, those are learnings. Okay? So, pag pumasok ka sa mall, di ba? Tapos may nakita kang pumasok ka sa mall, tapos pumunta ka sa CR, tapos hindi mo alam na yung faucet pala nila is sensor. Tapos ay na-ignorante ka. Tapos through your experience na, ganito pala. That is a learning. Okay? So, yung learning ability daw, or yung ability of learning is possessed by humans. At hindi lang tayo mga tao din. Pati din sa mga animals, di ba? So you have the birds, di ba? Yung mga birds na tinuturuan nila na magsalita. Yung mga parrot, di ba? Yung mga aso. Yung mga aso na tinuturuan nila na, especially yung mga police dog, di ba? Or yung mga aso na tinuturuan nila maglaro ng bola. Di ba? So hindi lang sa tao yung sa learnings, meron din sa mga animals. And of course, meron din sa mga AI-enabled system or yung mga robot natin. Di ba? So yan. So yung mga program nila. So those are learnings. Di ba? Yung tututunan nila. So yan. So learning is categorized as auditory learning. So what is auditory learning? So it is learning by listening and hearing. So for example, student listening to recorded audio lectures. So ito, audio learning. So ibig sabihin, itong audio learning na ito is ito yung natututo ka by listening and hearing. Diba? So, diba kayo minsan? So, kayo minsan, hindi nyo nakikita hindi nyo ako nakikita. Pwede rin na hindi nyo nakikita yung slideshow presentation, pero nakikinig kayo. So, yun. So, learning by listening and hearing. So, yan. So, may mga bata na iba yung ginagawa. So, kunwari, nagsusulat siya. Tapos, nakikinig lang siya. Diba? Yung akala mo hindi siya nakikinig, pero nakikinig pala siya. So, yun. Kaya nga, yung parang example is yung estudyante na nakikinig ng recorded audio lectures. Yan. Di ba, iba sa ibang bansa yan, yung meron silang, pag kunwari absent ka, meron kang pwedeng i-access na recorded audio sa lectures ninyo. So, meron yun sa ibang bansa. Okay, so yan. Episodic learning, to learn by remembering consequences of event that once has witnessed or experienced. So this is linear and orderly. So ibig sabihin isang ala-ala which is na nangyari na, which is na experience mo or na witness mo or na experience mo mismo sa sarili mo. So yan. Nung kunwari yung na-experience mo na hinawakan mo yung kandila, tapos mainit. So, yun. Diba? So, once na may gumawa ng ganun, sasabihin mo na, ay, mainit yan, nakakapaso yan, nakakapaso yan. Kasi nga, you have witnessed it or based from your own experience. Okay, so we have also motor learning. So, it is learning a precise movement of muscles. So, for example, picking objects or writing or etc. Di ba, yung nung bata tayo is yung, di ba, tinuturuan tayo nung nasa preschool tayo or nursery school tayo, tinuturuan tayo ng mga teachers natin na kung paano magsulat ng alphabets. So, yan. So, ito yung motor learning naman is, ito yung, you're learning something through the use of your body or through part of your body or the movement of the muscles or movement ng parts ng body mo. Yung pagsusulat mo, di ba? Diba? Yung kamay mo, di ba? So, yun, nasanay ka or natuto ka na magsulat kasi nga, yun, you've learned dun sa movement ng sa kamay. Yung pagpupulot ng basura, di ba? Lang naman magpulot ka ng object or basura, gamitin mo yung bunganga mo or yung dila mo. So, yan. So, observational learning. To learn by watching and imitating others. For example, child tries to learn by mimicking her parents. So, yan. So, observational learning. Okay, so that is observational learning. And for number 3, you have here the problem solving. So when you say problem solving, it is a process in which one perceives and tries to arrive at the desired solution. So from a present situation by taking some path which is blocked by known or unknown hurdles. So problem solving also includes decision making. So which is the process of selecting the best suitable alternative out of multiple alternatives to search the desired goal or available. So when you say problem solving is, ito yung abilidad mo on how will you going to solve a specific problem. So yan, di ba? So for example, sa mga thesis ninyo, di ba? You have there the problem of the statement, which is the problem there is yun yung gagawan nyo ng solution, which is your objective, yung desired goal mo dun or na solution mo dun sa specific problem na yun. Okay, so yan. So that is problem solving. Okay, so number 4 is perception. So it is the process of acquiring, interpreting, selecting, and organizing sensory information. So perception presumes sensing. So in humans, perception is aided by sensory organs. So in the domain of artificial intelligence, meron dito yung perception mechanism puts the data acquired by the sensors together in a meaningful manner. So that is perception. Okay, so we have also the last one, the linguistic. So intelligence. So it is one's ability to use, comprehend, speak, and write the verbal and written language. So it's very important in interpersonal communication. So importante daw sa interpersonal communication itong linguistic intelligence, which is ito yung ability na gumamit ng yun, comprehend or yung paano yung speak or yung pag-write ng mga verbal or written language. So yan, so ginagamit din sa interpersonal communication. Okay, so we have here the difference between human and machine intelligence. Okay, so humans perceive by patterns whereas the machine perceive by set of rules and data. So yung tao daw is naka-perceive daw siya sa patterns or techniques or yung mga steps. So wherein yung machine naman is depende sa rules or data na naka-program. Okay, na prenogram. So yan. So siguro yung tao bahala siya na mag-isip ng sarili niyang decision or sarili niyang gustong gawin. Pero dun sa machine kasi is naka-program meron yung set of rules which is pina-follow ng machines. Yun lang yung kung ano yung naka-program sa kanya or rules na naka-program sa kanya, yun lang yung dapat niyang gawin. Okay, so human stored and recall information by patterns. So machines do it by searching algorithms. So for example, the number 40, 40, 40, 40 is easy to remember, store, and recall as its pattern is simple. So yan. So ibig sabihin, yung human daw is, yun, so he can store and recall information by patterns. So he can easily recall, di ba? Parang, pag kunwari, sinabi sa inyo na 50-50-50, di ba? 50-50-50, di ba? Okay na sa'yo yun. Pero yung machine kasi is, of course, kailangan nyo muna gawin is through the searching by algorithm. So yan. So hindi madali din, may mga proseso siyang gagawin. Hindi katulad ng human na agad-agad pwede na niya nang i-recall. So dito sa machine is meron pang yung searching algorithm. Okay? The human can figure out the complete object even if some parts of it is missing or distorted. So whereas the machine cannot do it correctly. So ibig sabihin, yung pagtao kasi, pag yung isang object is nawala, kunwari yung robot, nawala yung kamay niya na isa at paa niya, madedetermine mo pa rin o alam pa rin yung na ang pangalan ng object na yun is robot at alam mo yung nawawala. Okay, so pag sa machine kasi, once na merong parts na nawala, hindi na niya, parang sa pagpo-program, di ba? Parang hindi niya na ma-run or hindi niya na pwedeng, yun, hindi niya magawang correct. Kasi yun nga, some parts are missing, which is hindi niya alam kung ano yun. Pero sa tao kasi, alam na alam niya. Okay? And of course, we have also here the challenges in intelligent system. So research in intelligent system faces numerous challenges, so many of which relate to representing a dynamic physical world computationally. So uncertainly, so number one, uncertainly. So physical sensors or the effectors provide limited, noisy, and inaccurate information or action. Therefore, any action the system takes may incorrect due to noise in the sensors and due to the limitation in executing those actions. So, ibig sabihin, yun is uncertainly is limited lang. Limited lang yun yung kayang i-provide niya yung sa physical sensor and effectors. So, dahil sa siguro maingay yung sensors or yung minsan mali yung mga information or yung action na nagagawa kasi nga, yun, inaccurate. So, therefore, an action system takes an incorrect both due to the noise in the sensor and due to the, yung limitation nung sa pag-execute ng mga actions. So there is always a limitation. Okay, so yan. And dynamic world. So the physical world changes continuously. So requiring that decisions be made at fast time scales to accommodate for the changes in the environment. So when you say dynamic world, is yung physical world changes continuously. So requiring yung pag-decision, na kailangan mangyari yun para ma-accommodate yun sa mga changes ng environment. And time-consuming computation or searching for the optimal path to a goal requires intensive search through a large state space, which is computationally expensive. So the drawback of spending too much time on computation is that the world change in meantime. So thus rendering the computed plan obsolete. So when you say time consuming, masyado siyang masyadong madaming na waste na time in computation. So yan. Okay, so mapping. A lot of information is lost in the transformation from the 3D world to the second world. So computer vision must deal with challenges including yung changes in perspective, lightning scale, you have your background platform or motion, at pwede rin yung sa grouping items with intra or yung inter-class variation. So that is mapping. Okay, so yan. So 3D world or yung 2D. Okay, so yung sa computer vision must deal with the challenges. So yung 3D, so yan. And you have also here is what is automated reasoning. So Hobbes or Hobbes, alam kung anong pronunciation yan. Hobbes or Hobbes, 1651. So reason is nothing but reckoning. So that is adding and subtracting. So of the sequences of the general names agreed upon. So for the marking and signifying of our thoughts. So Leibniz or no 1968, when there are dispute among persons, we can simply say, let us calculate without further ado. So to see who is right. So nowadays, by automatic and algorithmic, we mean using a computer program. So ngayon kasi is yun, nandiyan na yung computer program for we to calculate easily or to run a program easily or to solve a problem easily. So yan. So andyan na kasi kaya nga automated reasoning. So according to Hobbes, yung reason is nothing but reckoning daw or yung parang pag-add or pag-subtract ng pag-subtract. Okay, so yan. So what does automated reasoning involve? So there are two steps to performing automated reasoning as anticipated by Leibniz. So express a statement of theorems in a formal language, and yung use automated algorithmic manipulations on those formal expressions. So we have here yung sa may theorems. So yan. So why automated reasoning? So it is a fascinating field that helps to understand the real nature of mathematical creativity, or more practically. So to check the correctness of proofs in mathematics, supplementing or even replacing the existing or social process of peer review or etc. with a more objective criterion. So yan. And to extend a rigorous approach from pure mathematics to the verification of computer systems. So for example, it's yung programs, yung hardware, system, yung protocols, or etc. Supplementing or replacing the usual testing process. So yan, so hindi mo naman matitest or hindi magkakaroon ng testing process kung walang program, software, di ba, or etc. Okay, so yan. So we have also here the early history and taxonomy. So early research in automated reasoning. So most early theorem provers were fully automatic with two main styles. So you have the human-oriented or yung AI style approaches natin. So Newell Simon or Gellner, and we have the machine-oriented algorithm approaches, which is from Davies, Gilmore, or Wang, or Prawitz. So modern work is dominated by machine-oriented approach, but there have been some successes for the AI approaches. So yan, so madami. You have, ngayon sa mundo natin is yun, magamit tayo ng mga machine-oriented approach, and then pwede rin yung sa may mga robots natin or yung mga AI approach natin or artificial intelligence approach natin. So, for example here, the theorem in geometry. So, number one example of AI approach in action. So, ito yun. So, if the sides A and B, so you have there, so here, so if the side A and B, so ito, A and B, and A and C, yan, are equal. So example, a triangle is isosceles, then the angles ABC, and ABC, so we have ABC. So here ito, A, B, and C, and pagbaliktarin mo lang, A, C, and B are equal. So yan, okay? Yan. So that is the AI approach in action. So we have number two also. So pick bisector D of the line BC, and then use the fact that the triangle ABD, so you have here, ABD, so ito, and ARC are congruent. A, C, and D are congruent. So yan. So ano ba ang congruent? So when you say congruent, is yun, comfortable, yan, or coherent, or yun. Yan. So next is the originally found by Papis, but not in many books. So you have here simply the triangle ABC and ACB are congruent. So yan, ABC and you have the ACB are congruent. Yan. Okay, so theorem proving, so interactive theorem proving. So in practice, most interesting problem can be automated completely. Yan, so hindi lahat ng problema daw is automatic. Yan, so yung gusto mo, andyan na agad-agad, nasagot na agad-agad. So they don't fall in a practical, dedicable subset, but pure first order proof search in not a feasible approach with, for example, set theory. So in practice, we need an interactive arrangement. So where the user and machine work together. Of course naman, di ba? So yan, so kailangan mag-work yung gumagamit ng machine, tsaka dun sa machine mismo. So yan. So the user can delegate simply subtasks to pure first order proof search on R or one of the dedicable subsets, however, at the high level, so the user might guide the rover. So yan, so the idea of a more or interactive approaches was already anticipated by a pioneer. So example is yung O.C. Wang, yung 1960. So the writer believes that the perhaps machines may more quickly become a practical use in mathematical research. So ibig sabihin is yun, baka yan, yung machines daw is more quickly na mas magamit siya para sa mathematical research. Not by proving new theorems, but by formalizing and checking outlines of proof. So, ibig sabihin, so hindi siya gagamitin para sa bagong theorem. So, ibig sabihin is gagamitin lang siya para matest. Diba? Or yun, matest. Or yun sa checking outlines ng mga proofs. Textbooks are needed for validation more rigorous than principia. Yan. So, however, constructing an effective and programmable combination is not easy. So, ibig sabihin, hindi madali na gumawa na yun yung effective and programmable combination. Isang yan. So, hindi siya madali. Okay? Yan. Okay, so that's it. And okay, so that's it for our week 5. And yan. So, overall is parang intelligence is ito yung abilidad natin para to gain knowledge or to apply knowledge and skills through yan. Kung gaano tayo kagaling na mag-solve ng isang problem. So, sa program nyo, sa mga IT sana, ayun. So, dyan pumapasok yung intelligence ninyo on how are you going to solve a specific problem sa program. Yan. So, ang daming way ninyo kung paano nyo na-apply yung mga intelligence ninyo through problem solving. Okay, so that's it for today. And we have here your requirements. So for activity 1 is answer the following question in at least 5 sentences. So I think you have only one activity. So how important is intelligence in the development of artificial intelligence system and software? So gaano ba ka-importante daw yung intelligence sa pag-develop ng artificial intelligence or yung AI at saka yung softwares. Okay, so differentiate human and machines. So note that given give differences of each that are not mentioned in the discussion. So ibig sabihin, wag niyo nang kunin yung mga na-discuss na difference ng dalawa, yung human sa machine na intelligence dun sa na-discuss natin kanina. So, yan. So, ano ba sa tingin nyo yung difference ng human tsaka machine intelligence? And for number 3, among the 5 components of intelligence, which do you think is the most important? So, yung mga 5 components of intelligence, yung mga reasoning natin, yan, yung perspective natin, yung yan, yan mga list. So, yung mga components na yun, ano sa tingin yung pinaka-importante doon? At bakit? So, yan. Discuss nyo yung sagot nyo. And differentiate inductive from deductive reasoning from based from your own opinion. And for number 5, among the given types of intelligence, which type do you possess? Give personal situation that will justify your answer. So, yan. So, balikan nyo yung types of intelligence natin. Tapos, saan sa tingin nyo doon yung says you, diba? And then of course give personal situation or experience ninyo, and of course justify ninyo yun. Okay, and for your activity number 2, I think that's identification. So for activity number 2 is identify what is being asked, described in the following statement. So yan. So, balikan nyo yung mga lesson discussion natin kanina, tapos i-identify nyo lang kung ano yung tanong or tinutukoy niya dito, yung mga given statement dito. So, yan. So, and then, I think that's it. And, of course, thank you for listening, guys. And, of course, for those students who are not able to attend this online class session natin ngayon is don't worry because I will be sending you or I will upload the link of this video or recorded video to your respective GC. And of course, reminders again for those students who are not yet submitted their requirements. Yeah, please lang po. Ako na yung nakikiusap na mag-submit na kayo because I think this will be your last module, yeah, week 5 for this prelim. Okay, so yan, mag-midterm na naman tayo at wala pa masyadong nagpapas. So please lang po, please do do sacrifice to go here in school and submit your requirements. Okay, and of course for your requirements ngayong week 5 is, of course, I will be expecting you to submit anytime this week or next week. Okay, so again, thank you so much for listening and see you again next online class session natin. And of course, if you have any question or point of clarification, please do not hesitate to ask me personally or just message me personally and pwede sa GC natin. Okay, so yan. So try natin sagutan yung mga tanong ninyo or mga queries ninyo. Okay, so that's it. And thank you so much for listening again. And mag-iingat po kayo lagi. Maraming salamat.